Hello everybody and welcome to the unboxing and review of the R Black Tarot. The letter R dot period Black Tarot. I think it's Richard Black is the artist's name. Now I debated doing an unboxing and review of this deck because this deck is out of print. He only did 1,000. He only did 1,000 run, and as far as I know, as the making of this recording, he has not made another one. I don't know if you guys can see the stamp here where it has the R, of course, but then it has like black and then tarot under here. And I got number 446. It is a smaller deck. So I have this one called the Spirit Keepers Tarot by Benabel Wen. Also another one that's out of print. This is just kind of like an out of print review, but it's a little bit narrower and a lot shorter, which I'm okay with. You know, makes it for a nice compact deck. Now, as you can see, it's not like a professional box like this one, for example, right? The Caroline Mays. It's not a very, this is a very professional, sturdy box. But this one is not. It's just made of paper. Very sturdy paper, but it's just made of paper. So anyway, I have been on Instagram kind of like watching this artist for, I think, about 2 years or so. He's a graphic designer. I really like his work. And when I saw he was creating a deck, I waited very, very patiently. And then when it came out, I didn't expect him to only do like a limited run, but I did. For the quality of this deck, I think I overpaid because I have paid like $80 for a deck that is a higher quality than this. But I do love the artwork. I am going to use this deck for sure. So I'm not complaining, I'm just sharing. So I don't know if you guys can see, it's very subtle. The pattern on the back, right? From far away, it just looks black, but up close, you can kind of see an eye here, and then some circles like going all around. Anyway, but those are the backs, the edges. And then I'm going to show you guys all the cards. There are some here. I've used this deck already quite a bit, so some are upside down, some are not. I'm going to show you all of them, all 78. If you don't want to see all of them, you can, of course, skip ahead or skip this part altogether, but I will be showing you all of them. Now, it wasn't exactly a book. It wasn't a little white book. It was actually paper like this, about like 10 or 11 different papers like this, with keywords for each card. I don't have that anymore because I know the tarot, and he wasn't explaining anything on the cards. He wasn't saying like, these two monks, blah, 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 blah. It was just more Two of Cups has to do with love, union, companionship. So I already know those keywords, so I don't have that because I just didn't want it like crowding the space. Anyway, just my personal preference. I do that with certain decks that I don't need the little white book, or if the book that comes with it isn't enhancing my knowledge, I don't keep it. So this is Two of Cups. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. This world I love. I'm probably going to be saying I love a lot. For example, this Strength card is so simple. We have a desert, and just this bright orange is like, you can just feel the heat. And then this poor little lizard, all she gets is a little shade to cool off. And that takes strength. So I love that. This is Death. So the card stock is pretty good. Flexible, but not too flexible. Also, another thing that kind of bothered me about this deck is the edges are not rounded. They're not rounded. So sometimes when I'm shuffling, it kind of feels like it's I mean, of course it doesn't hurt, but it just feels like it's like prickling a little bit in my hands. So it's not the most comfortable to shuffle. This Lovers is very sexual. I love how it's like the earth, right? The mountains, and then you have the sky, the clouds, and they're like in this yin yang dance. But it's very sexual where their faces and butts are. Anyway, but it's still so beautiful with the yin yang symbol. We got the sun, absolutely gorgeous. I love how much imagery and energy you can get, and he's not using a lot of color. This artist, each card has no more than 3 colors, right? We have the blue, we have the tan, because this isn't exactly white, it's just a little beige. So you have blue, gold, and beige. That's it. But you get so much out of it. Even this one, just black, beige, and blue. Amazing. I also like how inclusive this deck is. So we have somebody here who's Asian, then we have somebody here who is black. It is a big thing in the tarot community to have inclusivity. We want to be, I mean, if this tool, such an amazing tool as the tarot is, that in 78 cards, it wants to portray the complexity of our lives. I want to be seen. I want to see myself in it, right? I want to see myself in its complexity. So Father would be the King of Cups, for example. So I don't know if you noticed, but cups are more blue, and then wands are red. The Fool. Pentacles are more yellow. Probably should have put these upright before I started. This tower is so cool. I love this tower very much. Daughter would be the Page of Pentacles. And the Sun would be the Knight. And the Mother, of course, is the Queen. I don't know, his work, I find it to be, this Ace of Cups. I was just about to say, I find it to be simplistic. And it doesn't get more simple than this. But simplistic and yet so powerful. This Five of Swords is one of my favorites. Because you have a matador and a bull that, of course, clearly has been stabbed 5 times. And the regret. It's so simple, but it's so powerful, effective, interesting. Three of Wands, right? Movement forward, of course. Also teamwork. 9 of Cups, love that. This silhouette kind of work reminds me of, I think it's called the Spirit Within Tarot. For some reason, I know it's a very popular deck, but it never really called to me. But I love why there are so many decks out there, because there are different types of artists, there are different types of tarot readers, and you want to find a deck that calls to you. I think that's the most important thing. You want to find a deck that speaks to you, that you can look at the imagery and go, oh, I get what that means. Like, that makes me feel something or understand something. Because that's what tarot is, isn't it? We're trying to understand the cosmos. We're trying to understand things. Speaking of understanding, Two of Swords, decision making, right? We have these two doors, windows, the Ace of Pentacles. This Justice is beautiful. Here we have all these beautiful flowers, and then here you have all these swords, swords of truth. The Devil. You know, it was funny. For a while, I kept looking. Oh, I love this one. I love this 10 of Cups with the two swans. So for like a long time, it's just because the Daughter of Wands reminded me. I would go to our Black Tarot, his website, and I kept looking for the update on the decks, and I didn't get any. And I kept looking at, because you can look at all these his tarot art on the website. But the last card, funny how I'm talking about it because it just came up. The last card would always be this one, the Mother of Wands. And all it was missing was the Father of Wands. And I'm like, I've been looking at this for a year. It's only one more card. What's taking you so long? And of course, I'm just kind of making fun of it. But I understand that each card has so many layers. And for an artist, you want your work to be excellent. You want a certain level of excellence. And if the artwork, if the imagery is not coming to you, then you're not going to create it. So I understand. I'm really not complaining or trying to put shame on anybody or any artist. It was just funny that it was just like that one last card, and you know you're going to get this deck. So here you go, the Father of Wands. We just spoke of him. You know, so you're kind of like in that anticipation mode, being like, where is it? Where is it? Oh, this star is, again, simplicity but beauty. 10 of Pentacles, legacy, family, ancestors. I think some of you out there, I think we all maybe have like one card that we need to look at before we purchase a deck. For me, it's the High Priestess. I mean, if I don't love the High Priestess, but I love everything else, I'm still going to get the deck. But the High Priestess is one of those that I look for. I think a lot of us tarot readers have that one card that's like, let me see this card. I think we all have like a favorite card or something. This Hanged Man I thought was just really, really interesting and really different. I've never seen something like this. A lot of his artwork makes me feel like I have never really seen that point of view. So Two of Wands. This Temperance, for example, I don't think I've ever seen this point of view as a Temperance. But to me, it makes so much sense and it's so beautiful. And then finally, we have the Ace of Wands. We're actually ending with New Beginnings as the Ace of Wands. So this is the unboxing and review of the Our Black Tarot. Absolutely one of my favorite decks out there. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but it is sold out and it is out of print. But I just would like to show it just in case we want to see it. All right, guys, have a beautiful week out there. Thanks so much.